Hello guys, welcome back. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit stuffed up. I don't know what's going on. I think I have allergies or something. So today we'll play 14 Days With You, and as you can see, our dude is glitching out. Also, I wore this because I thought he was wearing this outfit, but he's not. I thought we were going to match. Okay, let's begin. I don't know too much about this game. Oh, I could be called Angel. Or I could be called Lucy, as always. Pronoun she, not saved for work. No. Lucy X Haruko. You are in Haruko's DMs. I'm insane. We are not the same. 14 Days With You is still a demo. Please consider supporting the creator on Tumblr and Twitter. I will follow them on Tumblr. This is so cute. Oh, are these like different saves? I don't want to do that yet. Continue. I see. I can't wait to finally meet you, Angel. Did I not save my name? If I didn't save my name, I guess I'm okay being called Angel as like a nickname then. And in other news, the remains of yet another body has been pulled out from Lake. What is up with all these bodies? From Lake Blue Moss, making it a total of 4 unidentifiable victims this past year. Authorities believe that... Yeah, my name's Lucy, just call me Angel. Wait, I want to have a more cutesy voice here. Stifling a groan with the rim of my coffee cup, I fished around for the remote lodged between the cushions and turned off the TV. I wasn't about to let some morbid headline damper the start of my cheerful morning, especially considering how today was going to be my first day at work after finally getting that hard-earned promotion. I mean, sure, stacking and sorting through books at a library might not have been, wow, that was my dream job, might not have been my dream job or even my first choice of places to work after moving back. But the pay was nice, my coworkers were friendly, and the building was located within the perfect walking distance from my apartment. There was even this adorable little bakery along the way that served the best shortcakes and croissants known to mankind, and the manager there always loved to hand out small freebies whenever I stopped by. I guess coming back to Corland Bay wasn't so bad. I mean, aside from all the murder and killing that's been going on recently. It still beats living in the city though, honestly. I wasn't even sure why I left my hometown in the first place. The fast-paced hustle and bustle lifestyle of the city just wasn't what I was longing for whenever I stared out of my window on sleepless nights, and the people there were always rude and indignant. It was nothing like Corland Bay, where everyone felt like a close-knit family and the air smelled like the sea rather than pollution. And sure, the local crime rate might be getting out of hand as of late, and there might be fewer things for me to do here. But mind you, my new job keeps me busy, and I prefer spending time alone at the beach over visiting shady bars with people I barely considered friends. In fact... Setting my mug onto the table, I reach into my pocket and pull out my phone. A notification from Moth, my online friend, pops up, so I tap on the screen to read the message. What greets me is an adorable sticker of some anime character giving a thumbs up, as well as a short message that says, "Good luck today," underneath. Moth had always been adamant about showing their endless support for me, even after 5 years of friendship, curse memes, and bad Wi-Fi video calls. And even though I would never admit it out loud, I was truly grateful to have someone like them in my life. Pulling up the keyboard, I begin to type a response to their message. How will you respond? That one's funny, but I'm going with this one. I send back another sticker. When did I download the pack of anime stickers? Not that I was about to complain or anything, after all. They were free, charming, and included some of my favorite comfort characters. Without hesitating, I send back a sticker of some green-haired protagonist holding up a giant heart. A gray chat bubble pops up just as I hit the send button, indicating that Moth was typing out another message. BTW, didn't you say last night that you were gonna head to work at 8 a.m? Cause it's like almost 9:30. Where are you now? Right? Or am I just dumb and got the time zones mixed up again? LOL. Looking at the time displayed on my phone, I immediately let out a string of curses and leaped to my feet. Darn. Grabbing the coat that I had carelessly strewn across the back of the sofa earlier, I quickly shrugged it on before making a beeline towards the front door. Before I leave, however, I spare myself one final glance in the poorly hung mirror in the hallway. Hopefully, the outfit I chose was appropriate for my job. What style did you go for? I'm dressed cutesy right now, so yeah. You can't go wrong with a bit of pastel, bows, and frills. Giving myself a small spin in the mirror, I admire how soft the fabric and patterns flow around me. But enough of that. I can check myself out another time. Hastily, I smooth out the wrinkles and pick off any stray pieces of lint from my sleeves before I finally head out to the front door, and almost catch my coat on the door handle in the process, while I'm running late. With a grumble, I took at the fabric of my coat before slamming the door shut with a little bit too much force than necessary. Even trying to insert my key came with a bit of struggle, and I had to fight the urge to yell in frustration as I attempted to lock my door. Seriously, when will that lazy bum of a landlord do something about this? I swear I've complained about this at least 4 times this month. Violet. Oh, hello there, Lucy. That's her voice. Looking good. My neighbor, Violet, practically beams at me while she fishes through her pockets for her own apartment key. Resting on her hip was yet another potted plant, and I found myself wondering where she was going to put it this time. She's really cute. I was almost entirely convinced that her whole apartment had been turned into a greenhouse at this point, considering how her balcony was practically filled to the brim with different kinds of plants, greenery, and other various kinds of flora. But I wasn't about to complain or anything. The fragrance that wafted in with the wind always smelled floral and earthy, and it did well to mask the smell of smoke and burnt food whenever I tried to cook. Hey, your outfit is just my style. You look so cute. Oh, I think you're cute. Her voice pulls me away from my thoughts, and I notice how the growing smile on her face doesn't seem to falter. In response, I shoot her one of my own. And it was apparently enough to brighten her mood even more than it already was. How will you respond? It's nice to see you again. Yeah, it's nice to see you too. I'd usually still be at the flower shop at this time, so it's nice to finally be able to catch up with you like this, especially when our schedules align. Speaking of, you should stop by my place the next time you're free. I'd love to introduce you to this little guy's family. Oh, I almost forgot. I've been meaning to ask you this, but when were you going to tell me that you were seeing someone? I'm not. Huh? A knowing look pulls at her features as Violet continues to fiddle with the lock on her door. What are you talking about? Come on, don't act like you didn't just have a guy over last night. I saw him leaving when I took Kathy out for a walk. I'd be more worried about my neighbor taking her plants, named plants, out on a walk at night, but the thought of someone leaving my apartment seemed to set off way more alarm bells. This game looks way too cutesy for what she's saying. What do you mean someone was at my house? I give Violet a concerned look and she picks on almost immediately. You don't remember? Don't tell me you were drunk or something. With a huff, she gives up on trying to unlock her door. It seems as though we both shared the same problem with our apartment locks, and places her potted plant on the ground before slowly making her way towards me. Tall guy? Wearing a dark slasher hoodie? Probably into either alt-fashion or bondage with the crazy amount of belts and loops wrapped around his leg. Ring? Any bells? No. Last night I was just catching up on some TV shows and talking with my friend. No one came here. Even if they did, I would have heard them. My place isn't really that big anyway. Really? But I was so sure it was your door. A hand rests on her cheek in a thinking manner before she pouts up at me, seemingly giving in for now. Well, alright then. Maybe it was somebody else's apartment. I mean, it's always so dark in these hallways at night. Honestly, what is our landlord doing? Would you mind if I check in with security downstairs later? It'd give me some peace of mind. Huh? Yeah, that's fine. Alright then. Thank you, Lucy. Well, I got some plants to water and some MMOs to raid in, so Violet lets out one last huff before she picks up her plant. What did she name this one again? And goes back to unlocking her door. Good talk, I guess, even if it was kind of awkward. Yeah, sure. See you later, V. Bye. Slipping past my neighbor and into the cramped hallway, I quickly make for the stairs. When will they fix that broken elevator? I break into a slight jog. Thankfully, the weather was cool today, and the shoes I chose weren't going to leave me with blisters by the time I reached the library. The smell of old paper, coffee, and soft incense floods my senses as I step through the library's glass doors. The melodic chimes alert the woman at the reception desk of my arrival, and I watch as she tucks a strand of stray blonde hair behind her ear as she turns around to greet me. Hey, Eleanor. No. Oh? Ross? Question mark? Oh! She looks up surprised for some reason before her expression morphs into a soft smile and she beckons me closer with a nod of her head. Eleanor is one of my coworkers here at Cortland Bay Library, and one of the very few people here who actually gets the work done. And although she's notorious for being rather scatterbrained, she more than makes up for it with her caring and doting attitude towards everyone. But her nurturing personality can get rather overbearing at times, and I often find myself having to step away to get some breathing room. Nevertheless, she's charming to work with, and I appreciate her always looking out for me. After all, who knows what my sleeping schedule would have looked like without her help. Lucy, just on time. I printed out your... Wait, where did I... Her expression turns into a slight panic as she spins her heels, and I silently watch with amusement as she shuffles through the various books and stacks of papers lining her desk. Where did I leave it? Ah, here it is. Spinning around once more, Eleanor comes back and hands me a sheet of paper with the word schedule printed in big, bold letters. I take it from her, grasp, and give the sheet a once-over. Well, it looks like I'm going to be busy for the next few weekends, but I guess Eleanor doesn't seem to share the disdain as me, judging from the playful look plastered on her face. So, how does it feel no longer to be the one in charge of stacking books all day long? Although, you still have to work the front desk from time to time though, unfortunately. I offer a weak smile at her words before rounding the corner and placing my bag under the desk, and as I begin to pull out some of my belongings, the front door chimes again, letting everyone know that another patron has come in. Figuring Eleanor has it covered, I leave the customer to her as I go back to preparing everything for the day. But as I turn around to check on her, I notice that she has already finished greeting the customer and was on her way back to her own desk across from mine. As if sensing my gaze, she spins around in her office chair and flashes me a teasing grin. Looks like he's back again. Eleanor gives a soft chuckle as she inclines her head in the direction of the person she was talking about. You know, the guy, I don't know when he started showing up here in the Bay, but he always comes in and rents out the books you recommend on the display window. And if I don't know any better, I'd say he has a little crush on you. Especially with that outfit. No way, you look amazing. So I can't really fault him for staring. These girls are so nice. Because he was staring. A lot. Snorting, I push Eleanor's office chair so that she's facing the other way and focus my attention back to the papers in front of me. What was with everyone today? Always smiling, gossiping about other people, and meddling in business that wasn't their own? It was bad enough that I had to deal with a potential intruder, but I doubt my deadbeat landlord was going to do anything about it. I might need to buy a stronger lock on my way home from work. Maybe even some kind of alarm system, but would the stores still be open by then? All of a sudden, I get pulled backwards as Eleanor playfully wheels my chair around and leans over my shoulder to softly speak into my ear. Would you look at that? Loverboy in aisle 8 needs some help, it seems. She nods in the direction of the red light flashing above the bookshelves. Oh, that's fancy. Signaling to the side that someone in that row needed assistance. Eleanor, go. With a sigh, I reluctantly stand up and make my way over. I already knew for a fact that Eleanor wasn't going to go help them herself, so I begrudgingly began to make my way towards aisle 8 alone. I knew better than to glance back at her, though knowing fully well that my teasing coworker would be sporting the biggest grin on her face at my misfortune. Ducking around the corner and into the aisle, I was immediately met with a broad backside that was covered by what had to be the comfiest looking cardigan I'd ever seen. The person whom it belonged to, however, hadn't seemed to notice me yet, so I awkwardly cleared my throat and absentmindedly shift my weight from one foot to the other. Ahem! He has a lot of scratches on his hand. Ah! He seems to jump at the sudden noise before sheepishly turning around to face me. Immediately, I was taken aback by his soft demeanor, doe-like eyes, and imposing height. So this is the guy who always rented out my recommended books on the display window, huh? He definitely fit the aesthetic of a cozy literature lover needing a good book. Those don't look like cuts. His pink hair also reminded me of Haruko, an anime character I had recently been obsessing over with the month during our late night video calls. In fact, even the overall cut and style appeared vaguely familiar to his. But then again, this hairstyle could have been trending right now or something, and I just so happened to be the last to know about it. But now that I really had a good look at the man, which proved difficult considering his towering height, this stranger also seemed to bear a new picture-perfect resemblance to the main lead from this webtoon I was reading. It was called Always With You, and it revolved around the main character meeting the love of her life at a library, where they both... Oh, he's cute. Oh, he paints his nails. As if noticing my spaced out look, the stranger absentmindedly scratched at his jaw while he waits for me to snap out of my thoughts. In fact, I had been so distracted that I didn't even realize that he had been muttering quietly to himself. I wasn't expecting you to show up so soon. Sorry. I hope I'm not bothering you. I was just looking for, His voice pulls me back from the present, and I hastily try to make sense of what was spilling from his cherry-tinted lips. Watching him struggle with his words would have made an apathetic person feel bad, so I offer him a reassuring smile in return and an encouraging nod of my head. At that, he takes a steady inhale of air before trying again. I need some help. I'm looking for a specific book, you see, but... And now he's playing with the ends of his sleeves. I feel the sudden urge to reach out and stop him. Did I find the action annoying, endearing, relatable? Who knows, but instead I held back and waited for him to find the words to speak. But wow, even his mannerisms were eerily similar to Haruko's. I wonder how his real personality is then. The endearing awkwardness and subtle sleeve tucking gave me a sense of deja vu, and it honestly felt like he walked straight out of the anime and into this very library. Man, I want this gonna freak when I tell them about this later. You're not Moth, are you? The stranger in front of me takes in another shaky inhale before he tries to speak, and once more, this time with a lot more confidence in his tone and a fire in his eye. Do you have any books on native flora? The best I found are on generic wildlife, but nothing about Cortland Bay's plants. Or maybe I'm just in the wrong aisle. He should be friends with Violet. He was looking for a book about native flora? Perhaps I should introduce him to Violet. Chuckling to myself at the thought, I stepped closer to the tall man and began scanning the contents of the shelf beside him. He almost seems to flinch at the sudden closeness between us, but showed no sign of moving away. In fact, he seemed to almost lean closer and incline his head towards mine. And had I not been too preoccupied with finding that book, I would have noticed how his breath hitches in his throat at the scent floods his senses. My scent floods his senses. No, you're definitely in the right aisle. Those kind of books are just more hidden, I guess. I step past this time and make my way over to the lower part of the shelves. Absent-mindedly, I run a finger against the spine of each book until I come into contact with one book in particular. Then, bending over slightly, I pull the book from the shelf and give the cover a once-over before offering it to the man behind me. Is this what you're looking for? Too preoccupied with the misplaced book on the bookshelf, who brings cookbooks to the nature aisle. I barely notice how his blue eyes hungrily trail across my form before landing on the book held out in my outstretched hand. With shaky fingers, he reaches out and takes it from me. I watch as he flips through a few pages to take in some information before finally settling on the book with an affirmative nod. Yes, that was exactly what I was looking for. Thank you. I'm glad. You're like an angel sent out from heaven or something. You're so helpful. Kind, too. What? What? Oh, did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. That must have been so weird. I'm so sorry. He looked as though he was about to cry now, so I hastily threw up my hands in a comforting manner and shot him a reassuring smile. Hey, it's fine. No need to freak out. I wasn't expecting someone to say that about me is all. Really? Well, I think it's true for what it's worth. You really are like an angel. Thanks. Figuring that was my cue to leave before things got awkward, I give him one last friendly smile and subtly glance back towards the front desk, but the eccentric man showed no signs of moving. Instead, he just looked down at me expectantly. Did he want to continue the conversation? It seemed unlikely as he didn't say anything. He simply stared at me. Awkwardly. I cleared my throat for what had to be the millionth time today and gestured vaguely to the reception desk behind me. Well, if you don't need any more help, I should... This is just getting weird now. Should I even attempt to continue this conversation or just leave? I mean, it would seem rude to just walk away abruptly, especially considering how he's apparently a regular patron in the library I worked at, but he wasn't making much of an effort either. So what should I do? Stare back. I'm not doing that. Lie and end the conversation, politely excuse yourself and leave. Keep talking to him. I'm probably gonna just excuse myself because this conversation's not going anywhere. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, you don't like that? Okay, I'm sorry. He did not like that at all. I should probably head back to the front desk now. Sorry, but I can't be away from him for too long unless I want to get fired or something. Wait, yes? He seems almost hesitant for a moment before his hand shoots out. Most of it was covered by the sleeve of his cardigan, but it was close enough to my line of sight that I could make out the paint cuts and marks lining his fingers. Were those burn marks? My name is Ren. It was nice to meet you, and thank you for your help. Oh, is he introducing himself? In that case, I take his outstretched hand and give it a gentle shake. His breath seems to catch in his throat at the contact, but he disguises it by clearing his throat awkwardly. I'm Lucy. It's nice to meet you too, but I really do need to go back and say, are you busy later? I'd love to thank you for helping me find this book. It was just a book. Seriously, what was up with this guy? One minute he's shy and the next he's bold. Because I don't think he's shy. It was almost like he was putting up several fronts to see which one I responded to better. His eyes look really dead right now. It's kind of scary. The joke's on him though, because I found all of his fronts equally as headache-inducing. Actually, I'll be busy this afternoon. I need to buy a new lock for my apartment. A new lock? That doesn't sound good. Can I ask why? I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell him. I mean, what was he going to do? Personally show up at my doorstep and test the new lock himself? Apparently, someone broke into my apartment last night and I didn't notice. I don't think they stole anything, but still, it's creepy. I figured it's better to be safe than sorry, you know? Yeah, but it sounds like instead of a lock, you just need to jump the scumbag when they least expect it and beat him to teach him a lesson. You like that, huh? Stay up all night if you have to. Really, get the edge on him. Okay. I couldn't help but let out a genuine chuckle at his suggestion. If I had to choose, then this would have been the side of him that I preferred. He seemed at ease and his words weren't as forced or awkward. Yeah, and who's gonna be the one to beat the guy up at 3 a.m.? Because last I checked, I'm not really the type to go around throwing punches at people I don't know, and definitely not before the sun is up and shining. I could do it for you. So you about to beat yourself up? In front of me? In my house? At 3 a.m.? You, but I mean, we don't even know each other that well, and that's fine. I could tell you all about myself on the walk there. My whole life story and everything, where I was born, the school I went to, how many cute librarians I've met. So you met more than one? Which happens to be one so far. Before I could even comment on his sudden confidence, Ren seems to pick up on my discomfort at his choice of words, if it even was discomfort that I was feeling, and hastily backtracks. Hey, or not, I was just messing around. I didn't mean to make you feel uncomfortable. There it was again, that subtle shift in his personality, but now that he mentioned it, would it really hurt to invite him to my place for the night? I don't know you. So maybe. He definitely looked like he could handle himself in a fight, his contrasting outfit aside, so maybe it wasn't so bad of an idea. How will you respond? I personally would not invite him over. What you gonna do about it? Sorry, I just don't know you well enough for that. No, I totally get it. I don't know why I suggested that in the first place. It's okay, it was a little jokey joke. Great, now it's back to being awkward again. Yeah, you can't recover from this. Well, anyways, where is she? Lucy? There you are. Someone at the front desk is looking for you and oh, sorry, are you busy right now? Impeccable timing as always, Eleanor. No, it's fine. I think everything is already handled here, right? I give the two of them a soft smile before making my way towards the reception desk, but as I pass by Eleanor, I gently clasp a hand on her shoulder and shoot her a playful look of my own. If you need more help, I'm sure Eleanor can assist you. She loves helping others, right? And as I turn to leave, I barely miss the way Ren's eyes zone in on my hand resting on Eleanor's shoulder. Why are you mad? Okay. Hours seem to pass by in a blur, and soon enough, I find myself resting up in the employees' lounge. My mind drifts back to the guy from earlier, and I couldn't help but wonder what happened to him afterwards. Did he rent out the book I offered? What about my recommended novel of the week? Ren surely was strange, to say the least, but I had to admit that he did seem kind of cute with his oversized cardigan and timid demeanor. He still gave me off-putting vibes, though, especially with his ever-changing personality, and if I had to be completely honest, that shy and timid persona that he displayed felt rather forced to me. It was almost as if he saw it on TV or something and wanted to try it out himself, and I just happened to be one of the first victims, but who was I to call him out for it? That was his business, if he wanted to act all shy and demure. Conan? Who are you? Lucy? Everything alright? It's not often I find you here in times. Conan, my boss, startles me as he suddenly appears in the entranceway. Everyone saw him as some kind of blessing to this institution, because the moment he showed up, all forms of trouble seemed to disappear overnight. These low-life teens started causing chaos elsewhere, and the rumored gangs became few and far between. At first, I thought that he might have been linked with these criminals because of his intimidating gaze and facial scars. Facial scars? Okay. But then I got to know him better and found out that he held a massive soft spot for those dear to him. Are we all dear to him? Though, much like Eleanor, Conan felt more like a father figure with how much he fretted over his staff and their well-being. I mean, he literally installed a new air conditioner and water dispenser last week because one of his employees fainted due to heat stroke. It wasn't anything too major, but it was nice to know that our boss was considerate enough about the people he hired. I doubt I could say the same about my old job in the city. Conan was also nice to chat to whenever I went on my breaks, and would always encourage me to take as much time as I needed before I returned to my desk. But after realizing that I had once again been spacing out, I pulled myself away from my thoughts and turned to offer my boss an acknowledging smile. Yeah, I'm fine, just taking a short break. I'll be back out there soon. Take as long as you need, don't overwork yourself. He seems hesitant to leave. If the way he was shifting from one foot to the other was any indication, he shoots me a concerned look before opening his mouth, only to close it once more in contemplation. Have you seen Eleanor? I asked her to come see me regarding the assorted novels in the storeroom, but she's yet to show up. Eleanor? The last I saw her, she was talking to one of our patrons in aisle 8. Maybe she's still there? I'll have to check again, thank you. And with that, he disappeared, just as quietly as he came. But that was odd. It wasn't like Eleanor to suddenly go missing. Was she still occupied with Ren? It'd been a while, so I figured she would have finished helping him and left by now. Oh well. I'm sure she'll turn up sooner or later. Ren didn't seem like much of a talkative person anyway. They'd probably just in the aisle staring at each other. No conversation. Geez, why did my thoughts keep returning to that eccentric man? Because he's eccentric. I probably missed the whole scene because I told him no. I hope it wasn't important. Deciding that I wasn't going to waste my time thinking about any more pink-haired guys, my beloved Haruko aside, I got up from the lounge and meandered my way back towards the front desk again. But once I arrived, I immediately noticed that my chatty coworker was still nowhere to be found. It was just like my boss had said. Eleanor wasn't anywhere to be seen, and it wasn't like her to leave the reception desk unattended for so long. Maybe she managed to knock over a pile of books again and was busy cleaning it up. It certainly wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary for her. Well, whatever. I'm sure she'll turn up again soon. The impact from me flopping down into my office chair causes some of the papers around me to rustle, and a bright pink sticky note fluttering around captures my attention. Assuming it was left here by Eleanor, I picked the folded note off my computer screen and read it. You can throw this away if you want. Unfolding it, read the following. A number. That stuttering guy from aisle 8. God. Did Ren leave this note? And was that his number? I had to admit, he really was a persistent fellow. And before I could allow Eleanor the chance to manifest behind me and tease me to kingdom come, I pocket the note and go back to soaring through the stack of returned books left on the desk. While walking home from work, I couldn't shake off the feeling of someone watching me from behind, yet every time I turned around, no one was there. It felt like a pair of eyes were on me and watching my every move, which was strange, considering how I'd never noticed this when I first started walking to and from my workplace. Maybe I was just imagining things, or maybe I was just too tired. Rolling my eyes at my own paranoia, I continued on my walk, but I didn't make it that far before... Okay. Lucy! Leon. Heyo! I could recognize those boisterous voices anywhere. The first one belonged to Jae-hyun, a guy I had met during my early days at university. He sat next to me during the first few days of orientation and even offered to lend me his phone charger when my battery started to run out. He's a fun guy to be around though. His extroverted and energetic personality was often hard to keep up with. But Leon, the other guy, was awkwardly hanging off of Jay's arm. Was a different story. We'd practically known each other since we were babies. Ooh, he better watch out. But he moved away from Cortland Bay when we were still in elementary school. I wasn't sure when he moved back to the Bay, but it was great knowing I'd be able to see him again. I just wish I could find the time to hang out with him just like we used to. But I was always busy with work and he was always busy playing volleyball and taking care of his sick mother in the hospital. Before I knew it, I was being pulled out of my thoughts by Jay's bubbly laughter. Hey, hey, still with us? Hey, Lucy. Finally finished with work? We were just about to head over to Club Shoreline. Do you want to come? I'm sure Leon wouldn't mind paying for you as well. Oi! I don't mind paying for her, but who said anything about paying for you? I did just now. Thanks, Leon. You're the best. I don't miss the way Leon rolls his eyes at Jay's antics before settling his gaze on me once more. Do you want to tag along? I really don't mind paying if you do. Sorry guys, as much as I'd love to, I'm kinda drained from work. Maybe another time though. Hey, no worries, darl. Just make sure you take it easy when you get home, yeah? He shoots me a considerate smile before throwing an arm over Jay's shoulder. Well then, if you'll excuse, I gotta find a way to get this knucklehead to cover his own entry fees, and we can all catch up another time, okay? Okay. I watch as they both throw a carefree wave over their shoulders as they both head off in the direction of the nightclub a few blocks down the street. It was nice to see them again, especially since I had been so occupied with moving back home and settling in. It didn't feel like that long, but 2 months was a long time, and I somehow couldn't find a single chance to hang out with either of them yet. Oh well, there's always next time. Putting those thoughts to rest, I start making my way back home once more. So if I said yes, was he gonna walk me? And then meet those guys, and then they could have been in danger or something? Back at home, the sounds of my microwave meal and the television filled the silence as I told Moth about my day. Like always, their webcam is pointed towards the ceiling with only half of their face in the frame, but I knew it was probably because they hadn't cleaned their room in a while. At that thought, I glanced towards the growing pile of laundry in my basket and made a mental note to take care of it on my next day off. But now that I was looking at it, when did I leave it looking so messy? And since when did I put my underwear on top? I don't like that. No. Hello, Arthur to Lucy. You good? Sorry, what were we talking about? I was asking you about that dude from earlier. Like, I seriously can't believe he gave you his number. Yeah, I'm surprised too. Yeah, no, My guy literally couldn't even stutter out a complete sentence, yet he was able to shoot his shot like that. I hope this isn't him, cause why is he dissing himself? Dang. Huh? Huh? What? I'm just saying. But you'll let me know, right? I'm hanging up. Okay, I'm just kidding. But for real though, did you text him back yet? No. I thought you were supposed to make them late a day or something. I don't want to seem too eager. I texted him? So you're playing... Oh, so you're saying you're eager? Attention everyone, she's eager as hell. And for a guy who doesn't even know how to grow a backbone. Oh my gosh, I'm not saying anything, but your neighbors will if you keep shouting like that. Yeah, okay, look, if it were me, I'd text him back as soon as possible, maybe even give him a call instead, if his voice was as submissive and breathable as he said it was. I literally never said that. If that's what you want to believe. Dang, their laughter was contagious. This is why they're my best friend. Why are you still talking to me anyway? Go call up your precious little Haruko 2.0. I got some webtoons I need to catch up on anyway. Oh, speaking of webtoons, did you read the latest chapter for Always With... Alright, I'm hanging up now. See ya, Lucy. With a sigh, I watched the green call button turn red. Moth had always been terrible towards my impulse control, but I adored them either way. Spinning around in my chair, I glanced over at my phone charging on the nightstand and decided to listen to Moth's words after all. Plopping onto my bed, I scoop my phone up and unlock it. I navigate the Messages app easily and open up a new contact to enter Ren's details. Why am I texting him? Moments seem to pass. Why am I texting him? Moments seem to pass as I blankly stare at his number on the screen, and before I could let myself stall any longer, I finally decide on what I should do. Block. I don't know. The option I was thinking of isn't here. I'm not gonna do that. I feel like if I call him, that'll throw him off. I'm gonna call him. Y'all need to eat, so I'm gonna try and give you as much content as I can now. Deciding to give Ren a call instead, I tap on his contact info and press the green button without a second thought. Silently hoping that he'd still be awake at this time. What time is it? I bring my phone closer to my ear and listen to the dial tone. Was that footsteps? I'm glad I called. It barely rings 3 times before he picks up, and he seems almost flustered and out of breath. Hello? This is Lucy, right? No response. Hello? Are you there? I don't think I can hear you. Did you mean to call me? Hello? No response. Hello? Are you there? Deciding to put him out of his misery, I finally speak up. Hey, Ren. Oh, Lucy. Sorry, I couldn't hear you earlier. I guess there must be something wrong with my phone. That's awkward. That's embarrassing. Sorry again. It's okay. Don't worry about it. He's really been apologizing a lot today. I almost feel bad for him. Actually, I'm surprised you called. I honestly expected you to throw away my note, to be honest. I hope you didn't find it creepy or anything. Your workmate seemed like the type to tease you. I handed it to her instead, so I figured that leaving it on your desktop would have been the wiser choice. But then I was worried she might come back and find it before you did, so I considered putting it in your bag instead. But then I thought, I guess I'm rambling now, aren't I? Sorry. Anyway, I also wanted to know if you're free tomorrow. I still wanted to thank you for helping find that book. He's trying so hard. Oh, he was asking me out on a date. Or was I reading too deep? Oopsies. Or was I reading too deep into his words? He must have taken my silence as confusion, however, as he immediately began to backtrack on his words. I guess I'm asking you out on a date. we could go visit the pier or the beach or this cafe I know. Honestly, we could do whatever you like. I don't mind at all. Well, I thought he wanted to go on a date. Well, it wasn't like I had nothing planned for tomorrow. It was my day off, and after all, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Besides, I can't even remember the last time I went out with someone, let alone a date. Yeah, maybe going on a date with him wouldn't be such a bad idea. Besides, Ren didn't seem that bad of a guy. I couldn't even use this as an opportunity to get to know him better. He certainly seemed interesting. Sure, why not? It sounded like it'll be fun, and I haven't visited the pier in a while. You really want to go on a date? I mean, yeah, cool. Would it be alright if I pick you up around 11 then? Yeah, sure. Wow, he seemed really eager. I hope I didn't make the wrong choice by agreeing to this. Alright then, yeah, great. He was perhaps a bit too eager. Anyways, it's getting late now, isn't it? I'm sure I've already taken up too much of your time. I'll let you go to sleep then. I mean, we're already talking, so let's talk more. Really? Me too, but you need to sleep, don't you? I won't be greedy. Would it be okay if I called you tomorrow? Sure, we can talk more about our date then. Okay, yeah, sweet. I mean, I'll let you go to sleep. Why do I keep doing that? I'll let you go to sleep before I embarrass myself further. Good night, Lucy. Sweet dreams. Placing my phone on the nightstand, I begin to slip into my bed and pull the covers over my body. A beat passes before Ren's soft, breathy voice enters my mind, and I slowly find myself getting lulled to sleep with it. So, Ren, huh? I wonder what you have planned for us tomorrow. And that is the end of day 1's demo. Thank you so much for playing. There was different endings? Well, this will be my ending number 1. Thanks for watching, guys.